Charlotte Nisle-Klein was a German writer. It is not known when she was born, only that she was born in Munich, where she also died in 1902, and that she was a friend of Oskar Panizza. We will review her 1901 Der Mann mit dem Pferdekopf, i.e. the man with the horse's head. In The Man with the Horse's Head, the narrator is going to visit his fiancée Silla, while noticing the strange, unnatural, heavy odour rising from the stairs each time he visits. As his fiancée grows more distant and more weak, he is worried, even more so when she tells him of the delusion she has, of a man with a horse's head following her around. He laughs, but then sees the man in the street as he goes into her house. Following him inside, the man vanishes, but he finds Silla on her bed dying. Then when she dies, they show him her dead child, which has the head of a horse. The dead cat as an art servant follow the lady of the house obsessively, even climbing into the roof to observe where she buries her dead child in the garden in secret, in an effort to steal the love of her husband. The Fort Merchants concerns a man whose forts had been stolen, so he follows the three ancient men and their great-great-grandmother, the witch, who stole them, inside their giant warehouse full of stolen forts, which they sell on for a hefty profit. To get rid of him, they make him think he is a king, and he winds up in an asylum. At the weir has a woman find a love letter written by her friend to her husband, so she follows to interrupt their meeting, wishing to kill her friend and hang up her corpse, so her husband would not notice she was dead until he came close. Then the insane gardener murders her friend in front of her like she wanted, then the two make love, but she runs away screaming from the murderer. She winds up in an asylum and would love her husband again, but she knows her friend was carrying his child, and her revenge is to give birth to the child of the insane murderer and give him her husband's name. In The Death Flies, the woman is lying in bed sick. She had just gotten over a fever, but does not notice the obvious fact her husband and sister are not happy about this, as they are having an obvious affair. So she's left to slowly die of thirst, before her daughter lets in a swarm of death flies that, true to form, bring about her death. Shadows has a man running away from shadows and meeting an old man along the way. Seeing some Greek statues, he remembers how he was a Greek 3,000 years ago. Then the old man is suddenly a young woman, who steals the brain oozing out of his head and the heart from his chest. And now he was also Adam, I guess? And she's also a woman and a snake at the same time, I think. The story ends with the man pathetically crying for his mother. The tangled yellow beard has a woman hate her husband, but then she finds out she only hates his tangled yellow beard. So she has him trek up a mountain to get shaved, but when he is, she doesn't like his cut and throws him down the mountain to his death, for reasons even she does not know. The knife with the bone handle concerns a plan to rob a landlord, but the boy who does also steals the man's ornate knife, and after exposing it in public stupidly, he gets his father sent to prison if only he gets to keep the knife. This story goes on for way too long and has nothing fantastic or horrible about it. It being the only forgettable story and being the longest doesn't help.